Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the process of incineration. In that, we discussed about the working of incineration plant, how the plant of incineration that works, okay, and what are the different units and what is the function of each and every units of an incineration plant. Okay, so the first thing is that this method, incineration method, it is a thermal volume reduction method where all the waste is completely burned out at higher temperature up to 1000 or more than 1200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the first thing is that the mix and unrecyclable municipal solid waste. Okay, so waste which collected from the different location. So either maybe that waste is segregated waste, separated waste, and either it may be the mix or unrecyclable municipal solid waste. So this totally waste which collected and transferred here from the different location, or either you can say from the transfer station at the plant, that is incineration plant. Okay, so where you can see the truck or the container which empty the container into that pit where the waste is collected. Okay, so that green pit you can see, so that pit which is filled with the solid waste, and that container or that loader which empty the waste into that pit. Okay, so that is green color, it is a pit which is used for the storage of the waste. Okay, so next you can see the green that blue color, that is what nothing but the crane. So what is the use of that crane that use for the mixing of that waste. Okay, so completely mixing of that waste, we can use crane. Also you can crush the waste so that you can reduce the volume of the waste, you can minimize the volume of the waste. Okay, so for complete mixing, for the compaction and for the reduction of it is after the completely mixing and compacting, that volume of that waste is going to be reduced. Okay, and from that pit that waste is supplied to the chamber that is called as combustion chamber, or you can say the furnace, where the temperature more than 850 degrees Celsius up to 1000 and more than that. Okay, so the waste from that pit which supply to the furnace where the temperature is 1000 degrees Celsius, and completely burning of that waste is carried out at that combustion chamber. Okay, so that red color, that is what nothing but a furnace or combustion chamber with the 1000 and more 1200 degrees Celsius temperature, where the completely burning of that waste is carried out. Okay, so whatever that remaining ash, that is called as bottom ash, so that ash you can use as a metal and material recovery and recycling. That means you can separate that fly ash, and you can use that for the brick manufacturing, you can use for the block manufacturing, you can use for the low grade of concrete, or either also you can use as a metal for the road pavement. Okay, so these are the different uses, and you can say the recovery and recycling of that bottom ash. Okay, so after burning of waste, that huge amount of heat is generated in that furnace and combustion chamber. Okay, and that heat or that hot exhaust gases that supply to the boiler, where that completely heat is converted into steam by using boiler, and that steam is supplied to the turbine where the steam turbines are rotated, and that steam is converted into electricity by using the turbines. Okay, so here the heat is converted into steam, and the steam is converted into the electricity by using steam turbine. Okay, so that is what the huge heat generated at the furnace and combustion chamber that utilize and that produce the electricity by using steam turbine. So that electricity you can use for the that particular plant. Also you can use for the supply of hot water to the city, so you can supply that electricity to the particular city or towns. Okay, so these are the different uses that you can reuse that electricity, or you can use that electricity for that particular area. So after the conversion of that heat into the electricity, the toxic gases which generated at the burning of waste. Okay, so that gases which comes through the exhaust gas system and which allow to pass through the different air pollution control devices. So we can use the gravitational settler for the settling of that particulate matter. Also we can use centrifugal collector for the separation of that waste. We can also use a wet collector, and we can also use electronic precipitator. Also the fabric filter also we can use for that separation and purification of dust and gases which is toxic in nature, which generated at the furnace and combustion chamber. Okay, so firstly you can see the first that orange color that indicates nothing but the fabric filter. Okay, so fabric filter, either you can say the weight collector, where the spraying of water is carried out, and due to that what happen, the toxic gases which are going to be dissolved into that water, and the slurry comes below, and that slurry it is water waste slurry. Okay, so whatever that remaining residue in the form of solid, that is you can separate as a fly ash, and whatever the gases which dissolve into water, that you can separate, and the remaining gases you can supply to the next. Okay, so sometimes you can use a wet collector, you can spray the water over that gases, so the gases can be cooled and keep high temperature gases can be cool and clean. Okay, and some gases may be dissolved into that water, and solid particles that going to be removed. Okay, so this wet collector may be the spray tower, maybe cyclonic, maybe. Okay, so different types of wet collector you can use. Okay, and from that we can remove the solid particulate matters, and we can remove the gas from that wet collector. Okay, so you can see that red color line indicate the fly ash. So after the spraying of water, you can separate the fly ash, okay, at the bottom, and remaining gases you can transfer to the next, that is exhaust gas cleaning. Okay, so you can use electronic precipitator. Okay, so electronic precipitator or a centrifugal precipitator. Okay, so that electronic precipitator which consists of the electrode, that is the negative charge electrode and the positive charge electrode. Okay, and due to that what happen, the particles, suspended solid particles which having the charge, okay, charge particles, they are going to attracted, okay, towards the negative and positive electrode, and thus that solid particulate matter that going to be separated at the bottom of that precipitator. Okay, so in this way you can separate the fly ash from that particular toxic gases, and also you can release or you can remove that toxic gases from that, whatever that which gases which comes from the furnace. Okay, so finally you get the clean gas after the wet collector system, and after the electronic precipitator system you get a clean gas. So that clean exhaust gas finally we can release into the atmosphere or at a high level of atmosphere by using stack or chimney. Okay, so finally you can see the chimney where whatever the gases we generated at a furnace, so that gases which purify at the wet collector and at the electronic precipitator, and finally you get the clean gases, and that clean gases you can release into atmosphere through the stack and chimney. Okay, so that's why you can release the gases which generated at clean gases you can release into atmosphere which generated at the furnace and combustion chamber. Okay, so whatever that residue solid particles in the form of fly ash that you can process, and you can send it to the landfill. Okay, if there is any use you can use it, or either you can send to the landfill. Okay, so that's why the purification of air, or either you can say purification of gases, is very important to control the air pollution. And these different devices, either we can use gravitational settler. Okay, also we can use centrifugal collector, also we can use wet collector, also we can use electronic precipitator and fabric filter. So these different devices we can use, and we can clean the gases, we can remove the gas and the solid particles, and clean and solid particles free gas we can release into atmosphere through the chimney or stack. Okay, so this is what the working of municipal incinerator, which consists the different parts. Okay, and the working of different parts. Okay, so first one is a mix and unrecyclable municipal solid waste which empty into pit, crane which is used for the mixing of waste and the supply of waste to the furnace, muffle furnace which is red color, which is having the combustion chamber having temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. So burning of waste is carried out. After that the remaining bottom ash which is used for the brick and block manufacturing, you can use for the road construction as a road metal, or also you can use for the low grade of concrete. Okay, so whatever that hot gases which generated, okay, so that heat which generated at this furnace, so that heat is used by boiler and that heat is converted into steam, and the steam which utilized to rotate the turbine, steam turbine, and that turbine which convert that steam into the electricity. So that electricity you can use for the supply of hot water, you can use that electricity for that particular town, city, also you can use that electricity for that running of that incineration plant, and remaining gases, toxic gases which generated at the furnace, so you can purify that gases, you can remove the solid particles from that gases by using these different control devices for air pollution: gravitational settler, centrifugal collector, wet collector, electronic precipitator, fabric filter. And finally, the purified gases or clean gases you can release into the atmosphere through the stack or chimney. And remaining solid particles which collected from the wet collector and electronic precipitator, that's what nothing but a fly ash. So that fly ash which you can transfer for the landfilling site, okay, for the disposal of that fly ash. So what are the advantages of this method, incineration method? So this method, incineration system, it is the most hygienic method. Complete destruction of pathogen is carried out here. No odor trouble because it is totally the closed process. Okay, so there is no any odor trouble. Okay, hygienic method. It is a completely destruction of pathogen. Heat generated may be used for the steam power. Okay, that heat we can use for the generation of electricity, and clinker produce may be used for the road construction. So that clinkers you can use as a road metal for road construction. Less space required and adverse weather condition has no affected. Okay, so these are the various advantages of this system, incineration system. So these are the some of the disadvantages of this system. What are the disadvantages? Large initial expensive. Okay, so that means a huge machinery and operation is required, so that the expenses which required for this operation is large. So the large initial expenses. Next, required large energy for the burning of solid waste. We are going to maintain up to 1200 degrees Celsius of temperature, so it required a large energy for burning of solid waste. Care and attention required, otherwise incomplete combustion will increase the air pollution. So completely burning of waste is important, otherwise it leads the air pollution, that is incomplete combustion will increase the air pollution. So the complete care and attention should be required during the combustion. Residue required to be disposed, which required the money, and the large number of vehicles required for the transportation. Okay, so that vehicles are required for the transportation of the fly ash and bottom ash. Also we required the vehicles for the supply of solid waste at the plant. So these are the various some of the disadvantages of this incineration system. Okay, so large expenses, a large energy for burning of waste, care and attention required, and disposal for disposal of waste, that is in the form of fly ash, we required money, and large number of vehicles required for the transportation. So this incineration system having various types, the incinerator having the different types. So the mass burn incinerator, modular incinerator, RDF based, refuse derived fuel based incineration, and fluidized bed incineration. Okay, so how it works, or what is the difference between the mass burn incinerator, modular incinerator, RDF based incineration, and fluidized bed incineration, that we discuss next.